I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. I'd like to open up with 4 short poems about the more soft and gentle side of the human species. That being the first poem is not about a flower. It's called the flaming rose. Urban rose, how gently may you sing, delicate vermilion red petal and supple thin-necked stem. There you bear on the one side a lone spade-shaped leaf and singular briar thorn on the other. Its intent, its purpose to prick, to wound. It just takes one ruby red drop upon the finger of a hand once set to uproot. Betwixt a narrow crack of asphalt and concrete exists the abode, your forlorn isolated oasis of adequate light and shade to cool. Intermittent sprinklings in the dawn's early morning dew, faithfully allocated as not to deluge. God indeed has placed you here, apart from the harsh environs of an obstructed, tarred, blackened, and unforgiving asphalted plain. This next piece I wrote for my Sophia, wherever she may be. I call it Asian American Beauty. Orange was the color of her dress, lotus blossom, then blue silk, silver-toned slippered sandal, painted toe upon gold feet, delicate soft tempting lip, crimsoned nail, trimmed and neat, raven hair, Asian beauty, almond eye, umber and sweet. This next piece I did not write. This is a piece by Yeats. It's called Song of the Wandering Angus. It goes like this. I went down to the hazel woods because the fire was in my head. I cut and peeled a hazel wand and tied a berry to a thread. When white moths were on the wing and moth-like clouds were flickering out, I dropped the berry in a stream and caught myself a speckled trout. When I had laid it on the floor, I turned to blow the fire of flame when something rustled on the floor and someone called me by my name. It had become a glimmering girl with apple blossoms in her hair, who called me by my name and ran, then faded in the brightening air. Though I am old with wandering through hollow lands and hilly lands, I will find out where she has gone and kiss her lips and take her hand and walk along long dappled grass and pluck through time when times are done the silver berries of the moon, the golden apples of the sun, the golden apples of the sun. With the beautiful eyes, demon, seek not to rest upon her sacred brow. Iris, the tint near that of paper bags or cinnamon as best to describe, highlights, accentuates what she already knows, to use what she's got to get what she needs. I recall somewhere from long ago, red bone, a young buck obscenely defines, unlike honey unto Tupelo, the same that oozes from the combs of a honeybee. Tempt not to speak, for your words will be tied, lost in the disconnect twixt mind and tongue, and the folly most assuredly that will arise. Greener a pasture. What are they? Could they be nothing more than celestial holes of light in space? Some say as numberless as individual grains of sand upon parched wasteland and thirst-quenched beach, stars we have longed to see its truth. One can only imagine to conceive and contemplate such thought. Could they not be perceived aside the realms of that of a dream, to see suns in such great numbers? Ah, the wonderment of it all. Moonlit, dark and crepuscular twilight, magnificent gifts of perception, a panoramic picture unfurled before our eyes, majestic views in every direction. To weigh oneself alongside the cosmos will be an act of futility. He laughs as man fights as if Goliath, whose destiny it was to lose. Come to terms with the enormity and accept your station within his creation. Grace continues to allow us to view and count the stars if we must. Metropolises, their emitting lights, have polluted the nighted sky. Just honor the heavens with tricks of trade of a magician's smoke and mirror, with rabbit hats and sleight of hand that deceives the mind's eye. Temporary respite a cosmopolitan should acquire for a moment, if not forever. For a breather has its just reward that refreshes and nourishes the soul. Greener of pasture, mountain high of ground can only bring you closer. To reach, to touch, then precipitously snatch a pearl of radiant luminance. Snatch and then try to crawl inside and feel as though you are blessed. For you have indeed stumbled upon attaining his loving vestige. Look up, observe, accept, be humbled, and fold. This next piece I wrote for a Jewish friend of mine who happens to be of the Orthodox persuasion. Him and I used to get in these arguments, these theological arguments from time to time. I call the poem "Be True." It goes like this: all I'm needing of you, just be a friend and be true. Be yourself and be true. Be yourself and be true. Just be yourself and be true. I don't need you to believe in Christ, Immaculate Conception or the crucifixion, resurrection or his ascension, Trinity or the days of passion. No need to say God is Jesus' Father, fed the multitudes, cleansed the leper, fixed the cripple, sight the blind, walked on water, water to wine. There's no need to convert you, prove you wrong or try to subvert you, demoralize you, dehumanize you, disrepute you, or disrespect you. There are things that we both believe. The prophets and angels, the divideth of the sea, conjured Adam, the flood of Noah, years in desert, the books of Torah. There's Lamentations, Revelations, Genesis, Exodus, Luke and Romans, Joseph, Moses, David and Saul, John and Judas, Peter and Paul. All I'm needing of you, just be a friend and be true. Be yourself and be true. Be yourself and be true. Just be yourself and be true. One's journey. Riffs of notes and flurries, Gabriel's golden trumpets. He tempts to glimpse God's countenance, proceeds the other side. Take upon your sackcloth and sit amongst the ashes. Tears flow cheap at basement price, not worth the salt within. Earth turns without you, moon glow as nights before. The waves will break on pristine beach, baptisms begin anew. The tunnel's dark, foreboding, light seems nowhere in distance. The damp of coal has chilled the bone, not how it's supposed to be. The search for flowers, laborious, plate corridors of brass and iron, a floor of glass. Your splintered maze, step softly while you journey. Hyenas howl with laughter as hellhounds call the numbers. Their masters sit, and Dante's spit amongst sulfur's pungent odor.